Hi, it's Sid, and I have a little story for you. So we have a pretty significant, well, that's not a good word. We've got a successful company, and we're doing very well. But it wasn't always the case. But I've had a lot of friends and some other business owners say, Sid, how'd you start this amazing company? And really, the seed of it is so modest that it should be told. So when we moved back to Montana in 2002, my wife and I and three young boys, and actually my wife was expecting, we were at a very, very tight spot. We were literally starting over from scratch. And that's maybe, if you're young and single like we all were at one time, it's not a big deal to be broke. But when you've got babies to feed, that's a very stressful time. So I told my wife, I said, I'm going to start cleaning windows again. So here's how the story goes. I went out on a Saturday. Now, you have to know that at the time, as a family of five with a pregnant wife, we had $20 to our name. 20. It's not a lot. So I went out on a Saturday. I put on a nice collared shirt, and I invested $5 of our $20 into printing little black and white flyers that had the business name and a phone number on it. And I went knocking on doors in nice neighborhoods. And I just said, hi, I'm Sid. We clean windows. Would you like a free estimate? And a certain number of people took an estimate. And of those, a handful of them booked a job. So what I was doing, I tried to pre-sell work that was going to happen the next week. So on Saturday, I ended up selling 3 jobs. We did 2 on Monday and 1 on Tuesday. Monday morning comes, and I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous because I have my window cleaning equipment. I already own that, but we didn't have a ladder, didn't have the tools that we really need to access the windows we're going to do. So I've got a 9 o'clock appointment. At 8 a.m., I'm at Home Depot and picking out a 24-foot ladder. And this was a real low point for me because I'm at the register and I refuse to look the clerk in the eye because I'm literally writing a hot check for $200 to get this ladder so I can go do a job. So I wrote the hot check and I took the ladder and I went straight to our job. I did the work, did a great job, and I collected a payment of $210. Now I took that $210 directly to the bank and deposited it, and then I went to my next job. And then I collected from that, and I think it was $220. And as soon as I collected that check, I went straight to the bank and deposited it, and then I went directly to the grocery store and I bought 6 bags of groceries. And I came home at the end of the day and set them on the table. And then I remember there were like tears in my eyes and my wife as well. And I said, honey, we're going to be okay. We have food in the house. Before that, we had mac and cheese. So it was a very modest beginning, but I can't imagine that there's anything more valuable than grit and hustle. It's like, it's okay to start from scratch or even below scratch because you can build. If you've got grit and hustle, you can build whatever you want. You don't have, I know it's difficult because, I read Fast Company and Forbes magazine, and you hear about guys that, that Warby Parker, and they got, $250 million of investment, and you've got Facebook, and you got, everybody, nobody's worried about being a millionaire anymore. They want to be a billionaire. Well, the Bible, there's a verse that says, do not despise small beginnings. And I believe that's one of the most valuable pieces of advice I could ever give somebody that's starting their own companies. Don't despise humble beginnings or small beginnings. Start where you are, take that hustle and grit, and go to where you want to go. That's it. I'll talk to you next time.